Hello, my most amazing artist. So today we're going to do a project based on the book Giraffes Can't Dance. And I hope you watch the video of the read aloud of the story. I really like this story. I think it has a really good message. So for our project, you can either choose to have your paper portrait or landscape, and that's something that we've kind of been talking about in the art room, is the way we hold our paper. So this way, where it's longer this way, would be landscape, and then this way would be portrait. So I'm going to go ahead and do mine portrait, and we need to draw a line so we know where the sky and the ground meet. So I'm just going to draw, and I would just keep it a very simple, kind of wavy line. You don't want to get too jagged with it because it's going to be really hard to paint. All right, painting the sky. So in previous times, when we mix colors, we would mix them on our paint palette. This time, you're going to mix the colors as you paint. I have blue and purple for my sky, and then I'm going to use green and yellow for the ground. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So I'm going to dip in the blue. I can put a little bit there, dip in the purple, and then just as I paint it together, it's going to kind of mix all on its own. So it's going to give it that nighttime feel. And I'm going to use my painting brush stroke. So I'm going to be going side to side, not up and down and crazy. You want to kind of keep the brush strokes the same, just so that way it looks a little bit neater. If you want a little bit more purple, then dip in the purple. If you want a little bit more blue, dip in the blue. Thought I was going to need more paint, so I went and grabbed some more, but I think it's going to fill it up nicely. Kind of have like this. I don't know if you can see it on my camera, but it's like purplish, bluish. It's really cool how it just kind of blends itself in together. Okay. So once I have my sky done, everything's painted, now I can go for the ground. So I just have an extra paintbrush here. So what I'm going to do for the ground is I'm going to paint everything green first before I add the yellow. Again, I'm using those side-to-side brush strokes. And I have my messy mat here, so if I get paint on the edge or get off of it, doesn't matter because the messy mat is there to protect me. Okay, so I have my ground finished. So now I'm going to take like a paper towel and just kind of blot off some of that green paint. Get off as much of it as I can. Lost the top of my paintbrush. And then I'm going to go back and dip it in the yellow. And then I'm just, see if I can hold this, add some yellow right on top. You don't want to paint it in too much, because if you do, it'll blend in a lot and then you won't see that yellow contrast. So just like really quick strokes, and don't just keep painting it, painting, so that way you can see the yellow. Okay, so I'm done there. I'm going to set that off to the side, let that dry. Here, we'll just move the whole thing. I think that'll be the easiest. And then next, we're going to draw our giraffe. So I'm going to use a black marker, but I would suggest using a pencil, and then you can always go over it with a black marker after you're done. That way if you make a mistake, it's easier to erase. All right, so I have I think it's what is this? A 6x9 paper. And I want to have it portrait, so going a long way this way. And I want to make sure I make a pretty large giraffe, about the size of this paper. I don't want a little teeny tiny giraffe because he'll get lost in my picture. So I'm going to start first with sort of like this U shape for his head. Add the ears. And of course, giraffes have these little, the kids keep calling them horns. I think that's what they're called. Has these little horns on the top.